Live here on our world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. It is a fantastic Thursday. But who knows when you're listening to us, so it could be a horrible Friday for you. I don't know. We are going to go to Alan K. Patch here in just a few moments. If you want to get a hold of us online, you can do so on Spotify. We're also on Twitch TV. Add us as a friend on Twitch. Also, on-demand podcasts are available on iHeartRadio. And we are going to go to Alan K. Patch here in just a few seconds. The Alan K. Patch. Yes, that Alan K. Patch. And he is going to talk to us a little bit about the paranormal today. The paranormal. Uh-oh. It's going to be fun, I think. The paranormal, as they say. I don't know who's saying it. Don't know why they are saying it, but they are indeed saying it. Alan K. Patch. What is this? Why did I share that? What is going on there? I don't know. Let's go to Patches of History. The great Alan K. Patch. I am always going to refer to him as Patches of History. That's just going to be how it's going to have to be on this show. I will always refer to him as AK Patch, akpatchauthor.com. Alan K. Patch. Yes, that's Alan K. Patch. Okay, apparently no Alan Patch, so we will see what happens there. We will see if he, there he is. He called us right back. Look at that. AK Patch, there he is. akpatchauthor.com. Alan K. Patch with us today here on our big program, and he joins us live. And of course, Alan is back with us today to talk about his brand new paranormal thriller, The Catacombs Curse. He's also going to discuss the paranormal world and how he blended otherworldly concepts into the story. So talk to us, AK, a little bit about the paranormal world.
Well, think about it, Jiggy. Every day, we go about our lives and we like things to be dependable and orderly and predictable.
Yes.
And, but, maybe there's not so much of that right now, but that's the way we like it. But that's sort of balanced against, what is sort of wondrous and imaginative. And so this whole paranormal world is out there that, we can't ourselves keep wondering about what else is out there. It's just part of our makeup.
Yes.
The mysteries of life, the origins of the universe, the search for God, all those things. And then there are those people in the paranormal world who feel like they have sort of like a special access to it, into those spheres of influence where they can bring people into that world, like mediums and things like that. But the thing is you always kind of hear this idea that Einstein said that we only use 10% of our brains, and therefore there's this great big, possibilities of connecting into those other worlds. But that's probably not true. He probably never said that. But that doesn't mean we still use all of our brains all the time, and that's how we come up with these ideas and these questions about, that move us forward into the future, and we come up with these great advances. So, nature is a miracle. It doesn't mean that there aren't possibilities. There's things that we are going to be able to tap into in the future. Who knows? But the paranormal world is out there, and it's interesting. And I've kind of brought this into my story, Jiggy.
We have got Alan K. Patch with us today. He joins us live here in a broadcast, and you can get more information on Alan's great book over at akpatchauthor.com. You can also buy it on Amazon as well, and Alan just continues his role of, he's just on a roll of great bestsellers, and he joins us back today here on our big broadcast. So, Alan, how did you bring the paranormal, basically, into this new novel of yours, my friend?
Well, this is the basics of what happened. I went on a vacation to Paris, and I visited the catacombs, which are, very famous there, and lots of people visit them. And there's, millions of Parisians who've had their bones placed down there, when the graveyards filled up in Paris back in the late 1700s.
Yep.
So when you go down there, you're not supposed to touch the bones. And I happened to bang into one by mistake with my backpack, and all of a sudden, my brain starts loading with this story that kind of blossomed, and it's a story about the possession of a tourist. And so I start thinking about, that skull that I banged into, who could have that been? Because those people down there have no grave markers. They're just all piled
Yeah.
together. I mean, they're arranged, so it's very artistic, but nobody knows who they are. They could have been poets. They could have been people who are farmers. It could have been anything. It could have been anybody from those centuries. So I started wondering who could that might have been, and what was their life story. And then I started to think about, okay, well, you have a tourist who happens to go there, and they accidentally do the same thing I did, and they're possessed by this soul from a couple hundred years ago, and that's what starts the story, Jiggy. That's how I start because every story has to have a conflict. It's
Yes.
entertainment, but there's got to be conflict,
Yes.
and that's what happens is they're going to start to fight over who's gonna be in control.
That's fantastic. It is Alan K. Patch. He joins us today here on the broadcast. akpatchauthor.com is the official website. Go over and check out akpatchauthor.com. Get a little information about Alan. Also, all of his books over there, and you can purchase them right now. I know that folks are getting ready for Christmas and holidays, and they do make great Christmas gifts. Go over to akpatchauthor.com for more information. So tell us about one of the characters in this novel, my man.
Well, a lot of cultures, take our own Native Americans, for example. They're very much into animism, which is this idea that there are supernatural forces or spirits that are kind of endowed in all places, creatures, objects. And
Yes.
so this is animism, and there's a lot of heritages, and cultures that still believe in this. And so what has happened is over time, these sort of ancient beliefs have been sort of merged with sort of the traditional religions like Catholicism, to create these merged religions. And so in the Philippines, that actually is true. They have these ideas of animism that have been combined with the Roman Catholicism. But as you go up higher into the mountains, they still believe a lot in these ancient ways, and they have shamans, who are, sort of priestesses or priests, who, let's call them that, but they worship in the old way. So one of my characters, or a couple of my characters, are from this area of Luzon, which is an island, one of the main islands of the Philippines, and they live up in these mountains, the Kalinga Mountains in the Cordillera. And so they come from this. They live in New York City, and they happen to visit Paris, and that's what gets the story going, because one of them
Fantastic.
is going to become possessed, and then it's going to be a struggle, Jiggy, to see who's gonna have dominance.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. Alan K. Patch joins us. akpatchauthor.com is the official website. And so tell us where people can get can get all the books and get more information, and run it down for us as far as the books go.
You know what? The best thing to do is to go to akpatchauthor.com, and you can see the books there. But go to Amazon and type in The Catacombs Curse, and it'll pull right up. My job as an author, Chiggy, is to take the reader on a journey, and bring them to places they never been to, or they have some knowledge of, and take them on an adventure, and entertain them, and at the same time make them think about a few things. But that's the fun part for an author, is just taking a reader on a journey, and it's very satisfying to hear about it afterwards, that people are pleased with it. So I would encourage your listeners to go to Amazon and type in The Catacombs Curse, and try out the book. It starts at Waterloo in 1815. And so all my stories are sort of a combination of history, and the near future, and kind of merging these concepts together of what goes on. So that's what I like to talk about, and that's what I like to write about.
Fantastic. Well, Alan, I appreciate it, my friend, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Jiggy, great to talk to you.
Appreciate it, my friend. There he goes. Alan K. Patch, akpatchauthor.com is the official website. Go over to akpatchauthor.com and get more information on Alan's great books. And we are going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we have got more coming up on the other side. It is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast back here in a few moments.